This week, we're making a super quick recipe that'd be perfect for a weeknight. We're going to be using XO flank steak and we're making crispy beef. So the XO in XO beef stands for extra old. All the beef is used from old dairy cows and it's dry aged. Tastes amazing. I want to eat it now. Alrighty, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and get your steak. Now I'm using flank steak and I've already gone ahead and chopped it into strips like this. And then you want to get some dark soy sauce. Try to find a good soy sauce. It'll make it better. And I've just gone ahead and very finely minced up a couple of cloves of garlic. As always, the full amounts and ingredients and the written recipe is going to be on the website, traditionalbutnot.com. You're just going to go ahead, get your beef, plop it into a bigger bowl, then just go ahead and pour your soy sauce, garlic marinade, and just go ahead and give it a little mix through. Now this won't take too long to marinate, so I wouldn't advise to do this for too long, but I'm just going to put it in like that, and then we'll set this aside and get the other ingredients chopped up. And then that should be perfect amount of time for marination. Okay, as you see, I got my veg prepped up. Now it's a very basic veg. I've just got, a brown onion. I'm usually a big advocate for red onion, but I think brown onion would be a bit best for this one. So I've just got that chopped up into, chunkers like that. And I really don't like green capsicums. So I've got a orange and a red one, and I've chopped it up into just a little bit bigger pieces than the onion. And then I've got the green end of the spring onion. I just sliced that up really finely because I'm going to put that over the top at the end. And then, just because, you don't want to waste the rest of the spring onion, I've just chopped that up as well, and I'll put that in right at the end so it doesn't get all wilty and gross. So, now we'll get on with making the sauce. So for this marinade, you want some soy sauce. Just regular all-purpose soy sauce, doesn't have to be the dark soy sauce. Then you're going to need some sweet soy sauce, which is also known as ketchup mayonnaise. Then you're going to need some Chinese black vinegar, and then I'm going to add in some ketchup. Or if you're from Australia, it's called tomato sauce. Okay, the last ingredient you're going to add is some chili of your choice. Now I'm using Gochugaru because I think that'll go the best in here, but you could also put in fresh chili, dried chili, chili flakes, but I think Gochugaru will be the best option. Alright, once you got all that in your little container, you're just going to go ahead and get it all mixed up, combined, and then we'll head to the stove. Okay, also, after I cook these, I'm going to be putting all over these noodles. Now I found them, they're called active fermented noodles. I was in the Asian shop and I found these and I've tried them and they're absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be using these to put the crispy beef on. Just before we fry the beef off, we're going to add some cornstarch. We're going to get this all mixed through and make sure the cornstarch is coated over all the beef. Okay, I've got some peanut oil heated up here to frying temperature. And I'm just going to test it with a little bit here. And that's about perfect. So, be careful not to overcrowd, and you're just going to go ahead and add your beef. If you need to, just do it in batches, and we'll go ahead and get it all fried up nice and crispy. Now, because you cut your meat nice and thin, it doesn't take long to cook. So now that's still nice and juicy on the inside, but nice and crispy on the outside. So just go ahead and remove them to a paper towel lined plate, and go ahead and cook the rest of your beef. Alright, I finished off frying my beef, and now I've just cleaned out my wok, and the oil that I was using to fry it, I've just put it aside. Obviously this is not all of it. I'm just going to steal a little bit of that to saute off our vegetables. Alright, once it's hot, go ahead and add your onions. And you just want to cook these until they start to get a little bit of colour and start to soften up slightly. After they've been in for a few minutes, go ahead and add your capsicums. I want to cook these off for another couple of minutes and then we'll come back. I've just cooked them off and softened them a little bit. I've actually taken some out because there's some people in this house that don't like a lot of chili, but we'll do this, we'll finish it off with just a little bit less. So, I'm going to add some of the beef, then we'll go in with a couple hefty spoons of the sauce, and then we just want to mix that together. Now the reason I'm doing this off the heat is because there's some things in the sauce that could burn, and we don't want none of that. So you're just going to go ahead and get it all incorporated, all mixed up, get everything coated, and now we're ready to plate. Oh, I almost forgot one thing, the spring onion. We'll just add that right at the end. Okay, now we're ready to plate. So obviously, while I was frying up the beef in batches, I snacked on some of the ones that were already, and it tasted absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see how it's all come together. Now, my chopstick skills aren't so great, so I'm using a fork. That is an amazing throw together dish. Literally, with filming and everything, it only took me an hour, which is super quick. Usually it takes a lot longer when you film things. If you don't like spice, you can totally not put any chili into the sauce or anything like that, and it'll still be absolutely amazing. Also, I highly recommend that you give these fermented noodles a try. Then noodles with this beef and the sauce, I'm definitely going to be whipping this up on a weeknight. It's going to become a staple in this household.